All right, so we are in Rabun, Georgia, cute little mountain town north of Atlanta, almost the Tennessee border. And we're here for the Georgia Rec League 12U state basketball playoffs. And we have won 2 out of the 4 necessary games to bring home the trophy. But here in Rabun, there is this little shop called the Rebel Shop. I'll show you here in a second. And it is, what do they say? Preserve Southern heritage. Now, Georgia, deep South, you know, an original colony, and definitely part of the original breakaway 11, the Confederate States of America. What I expect to find is a whole bunch of lost cause mythology stuff, or, you know, War of Northern Aggression, or St. Robert E. Lee. So let's go on inside and see what we can find. See what we do find.
Magnet. I don't know how you say magnet. Yeah, I make one. You only got 100. What's the matter?
Yep, pretty much everything I expected. Whole lot of St. Davis and Lee and Jackson. There's a book on John C. Calhoun, definitely anti-North Lincoln. A whole lot of anti-federal government, anti-big government. You know, isn't it interesting that this crowd, that crowd is the Let's Go Brandon crowd, and you even saw that there's a Christian flag for sale. So this concludes my quick visit to the Rebel Shop, and it's just always interesting to see something new, to say the least. So a little bit of a final reflection here as I get back to where I'm going. The cashier at the shop, you know, there's some other customers in the shop, and they asked her if they ever get any flack or, you know, hate directed at them in the shop. And here's what she said. She said, no, not usually in the shop, maybe 1 or 2 every now and then. Most of the hate we get comes from people online, but they never have the courage to say it to our faces. And, you know, I overheard this, and I was kind of chewing on that because here I was in the shop. I am a United States history teacher, and I have some facts in my head that I think are the truth. And it does not involve proud Southern heritage or a war of Northern aggression or a lost cause of the Confederate South. It does not involve hate towards Abraham Lincoln or tyranny of the federal government at that time or really at any time. Anarchy is not the answer. So I had these facts in my head, and I decided to choose to not share them because I just didn't feel that it was gonna go anywhere. I did not feel like there was a dialogue to be had. I did not feel like anyone in that room was willing to listen. I mean, they have a t-shirt that uses the phrase, I have a dream, and it shows the White House with an old Confederate flag flying above it. I just don't feel like that the people in that building were ready for a conversation. So count me among those who didn't say it to their face. But you know what? When your shop is called the Rebel Shop, and you saw how many Confederate battle flags and just emblems of Southern heritage were included in there. I just don't feel like that room was ready for the conversation. A lot of Southerners will say it was about states' rights, to which I have to say, the right to what? The right to what? I'll close with this. The Bible says, actually Jesus says, do not cast your pearls before swine, or else they will trample them under their feet and turn and tear you to pieces. And what that means is that sometimes the conversation just isn't worth being had. Sometimes the good information that you possess is not going to be received, or you're not going to be able to enter into a dialogue, a reasonable conversation with someone else. So you're better off just not casting your pearls before the swine in the first place. Someone who's not going to appreciate the truth that you can bring to the conversation. So that is why I did not engage in a conversation at the Rebel Shop. But I will say to anyone who happens to be listening now, if you care to engage in a reasonable, measured conversation about the American Civil War, if you're someone who perhaps believes in the lost cause, or any type of the South will rise again, or the war of Northern aggression, if you believe in states' rights, meaning something other than the right to own slaves, I invite you into a dialogue. I invite you into a conversation where we can talk about history, we can talk about intentions, we can talk about key figures like President Abraham Lincoln, like President of the Confederate States, Jefferson Davis, and each man's perspective, quotations that they use throughout their lives. And just I invite you into a measured conversation. And with that, I will drop the mic and catch you next time.